If you're a business owner and you're also tired of exchanging your time for money, then listen up. This is the new business model that I am pivoting my AI automation agency towards. I will still be doing AI consultancy services, but from now on, using this model, I will now be earning while I sleep. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So let's get into exactly what my model used to look like. All right, so first let's look at my value ladder. I got this concept from Russell Brunson, the CEO and founder of ClickFunnels. So you can look at it as top of funnel as well, but this is the value that I'm adding with my services. First, my lead magnet. So this is the free value that people receive that captures people. So this is free AI readiness assessments that I offer to business owners. I post a lot of free educational content on my LinkedIn, some webinars, some walkthroughs just like this on Miro. Other platforms, I sometimes do some Figma jams. It's all just free so people can know and understand that I know what I'm talking about. I also had a business newsletter that would just give a lot of value in there as well. And then the biggest one was the free AI tool demos. So whenever there'd be a new launch for new service, new AI tool, I would cover that and then I would send that out to potential prospects. So this is all free, right? And these are lead magnets because like a magnet, it pulls leads in. That is what I was doing. And then my first low ticket offer, I would have a entry level service and I still have a free consultation call where my business owners, prospects, they tell me what their problem is. And if they want a more strategic AI call with just actionable things they can run with immediately, then we have that service right here, but it's low ticket. Okay. I also have a quick start guide, pretty similar to the AI strategy call, but a little bit more detailed. Then I have pre-built automation templates. So I have an entire catalog of pre-built templates. I house that in Notion. It's really helpful to just have everything you built to be repurposed for other businesses. So I have that. These are all low ticket for them to use. And then here's my core offer. If you go to my website, this is the core offer. It's done for you services, consulting AI services, and I have AI automation implementations, chatbots, app development, and just high-level AI consulting and also more deep strategic AI consulting as well. So that's my core offer. I have not yet had someone bite on the high ticket, more like enterprise AI transformation services yet, but we have that here in case people do want that. And I'm basically your AI CTO. That is what the model used to look like, okay? And the issue with this and this agency model is that I'm doing this all by myself, right? I don't have a technical co-founder. I don't know how to code at all. I got the CS 150 Harvard certification during COVID, like a lot of people did, but I don't know how to code. So that is my Achilles heel. So when I do come across a project that has technical capabilities that I'm not able to fulfill, I go to Upwork where I get a freelancer to fulfill that work for me. And everything's fine and good, except that once the project ends and once my sales pipeline is thinning, I won't have money. Right. So I eat what I kill, basically. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's developed really good habits, which is fine. But I don't know if it's a season of life I'm in or if it's just a smarter business model to just have equity, things that are giving you money and paying you when you're not working directly on it. There's not a one-to-one exchange. So on this podcast, you will hear me talk about leverage over and over and over again. The smallest inputs that can result in the largest outputs. If you can be a highly leveraged person, highly leveraged business owner, you will have so much advantage in every arena of your life, particularly in your business. So I'm trying to think of ways to really be leveraged in business, and one of which is just to free up my time. I don't want to exchange my time for money anymore. So that leads me to this. This is what the business at a high level used to look like. I would have lead gen efforts, we'd have lead capture, then we'd go into the initial consultation as I talked about, and then we'd have to go into qualifying the leads. If they're not qualified, I just wasted my time, wasted theirs as well. If they are qualified, we go into the proposal pricing, we onboard them, we build them out, we have phases of development for them. And then eventually with the fulfillment side, if we're on retainer, if they want to extend it, they have that option. And then we have other services that we can upsell or cross-sell later on and downsell as you've seen. But again, once this ends, my payment ends too. I hate that. And I don't want to keep that situation up where I'm exchanging my time for money. I don't like that. A lot of business owners that I've spoken to have come from a 9-to-5 background. And one of the major complaints is precisely that of feeling like you've hit a ceiling, right? That you have a bunch of earning potential. You know what your market price is, but because of your salary, because of your location, you can't break through. This limitation right here is the same type of economics. We have come across a new ceiling, right? So with this, I'm trying to break through. And the way that I've recently found that I can break through is through a different business model. And that business model is the growth partnership model. So in this episode, I'm going to walk through the differences between the agency model, which I've been doing for just over 2 years, and the growth partnership model. So the agency model, as you've seen, is fixed priced. Sometimes it's hourly based. If I have a custom project that I can bill by hour, it's project based, and it's heavily focus on singular tasks. If you go through my website, you'll notice that all my clients, they are given a ClickUp board. So they just input their tasks in there and I have to fulfill those tasks. Okay. Now the growth partnership model, it differentiates from the agency model because it's more revenue sharing based. I'm not seen as a freelancer or contractor anymore. I'm seen as a partner. I have a stake in their growth. I have a stake in their business. So it's more equity based fees. And my performance is what's going to determine my pay, right? And if the project ends for whatever reason and they're satisfied, I can still hold on to their shares. I can still hold on to that equity. And it's more of KPI driven growth. Okay. So some similarities between the two is that obviously these are service-based businesses. It's client focused. It requires expertise. You can't escape your skill acquisition. You need to learn before you earn, right? And then the scalability potential of these are tremendous. These are both great business models. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Actually, I guess I am, but you also have to focus on custom solutions for each, right? And another pretty interesting thing that I'm excited for with the new growth partnership model that I'm adopting is that it's helped me have a new lens to business. What I mean is that with these service-based businesses, you will find typically two types of business services. One is a unidimensional or one-dimensional service. For instance, you offer just meta ads. These types of businesses, they will be hyper dependent on one channel, for instance, Meta. And if you remember in 2016, Google changed their entire ad rules. Everything just changed. They call it the Google purge. And a lot of people's businesses dried up overnight because now it would cost so much more to purchase Google ads, right? So in these unidimensional services, their service is their offer, right? So they're married to one specific service. And that is highly limiting, right? Now, on the flip side, there are other service businesses which are offering a complete service. Now, the advantages of this is that you have a more expanded horizon over your client's business. You can see more. You see all the different silos, how they interact with each other, all the constituent parts. You're aware of it. You can more directly affect the overall growth of the company. However, the disadvantages are that it's highly complex. It's a lot of stress, and your services, again, are your offer. It's a 360 service, right? Now, the cool thing about this growth partnership model, however, is that it's more of a hybrid service. So you are hyper-focused because you have hyper-focused formulas and systems. However, you are not focused on every single silo. You're focused on the ones that you can control, and then you delegate the other silos to the client, right? So you're only focused on a few certain key silos of the business that will generate growth. And then you can charge a percentage of that growth, whether it's ad profits, whether it's just straight up shares, you can negotiate whatever you want. But the difference is that this is more of like systems-based thinking. You're thinking in business systems and operations, right? You are looking at the full funnel, not the full service. And in this model, your service is not your offer. Your offer is the value you generate. Okay. So this is what that looks like. You have both paid ads and organic content, right? And then that will drive the prospect to the landing page, your website. Then because of the copy you have, it should be able to start the customer journey. They purchase, hopefully. And if they don't purchase, or even if they do purchase, you have retargeting efforts and direct marketing, and then you send them back to your page and over and over and over it goes, right? So in the unidimensional services example, some people are just hyper-focused on paid ads, right? These are your Facebook ad people, Google ads people, and those agencies that have a hyper-focus on this. There's the risk of the platform decides to change their rules and then you have to start over, right? Same thing. Some people are just hyper focused on website design, website building, SEO, right? All that. Some copywriters are hyper focused on this, all this, right? You have your email people, your UGC guys, everything, right? So conversely, you have businesses that literally will offer you everything under the sun. What the growth partnership model does, we will focus on a few specific one of these and not even just like the full scope. We'll focus on the key KPIs that makes the business boom and then charge a percentage of that growth ad infinitum. So I'm really excited to see where this business goes. I've been told over and over again, Mateo, don't share things until they're locked in, until they're solid. But I really want this podcast to be more of documenting my journey, right? I don't want to just be showing the highlights. I'm really excited for this transition. I think the pros of predictable revenue and higher earning potential with this new model is going to be really, really exciting. So I just wanted to be able to document it. This is a business podcast after all. So I just wanted to just highlight some of this. You know what? There's a really exciting example use case that has been popping off last year, which is growth operating. So the guys who had that, I think it's Renzo something and Eddie Cumberbatch from Chicago. So they found that a lot of these huge influencers and creators on social media, they have massive audiences, but they're broke. They don't know how to monetize. So they basically are doing this, but instead of working with small business owners like I am, they're focused more on creators, right? Who don't have much business acumen, but they do have massive, massive audiences. So they help monetize those creators and their pages, and then they charge a percentage of that growth. So what I'm doing is very similar to that, but I'm focusing more on more business oriented consumers. So that's what I have on my plate coming up for the next few months. I'm going to be really excited for this transition. So if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe. I will be having more of these screen shares. I'm also going to keep interviewing business owners in a variety of fields, people who have established a product market fit, people who have already made sales. And this podcast Plus Ultra is for business owners or people who are interested in business. And ideally, you've already made your first sale, you've made the calls, and hopefully these little episodes, they're short on purpose, can give you actionable advice for you to actually take action immediately, right? It's not what stays up here. It's what you've learned through action, through doing. That's the only way you actually learn. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this. Please subscribe and share this with someone who might be interested in this business model. And thank you again for letting me do work I find meaningful. Take care.